My name is Ciela Tofavaha, and today I will be presenting to you childhood obesity in America. Imagine yourself in the early 2000s. There were no smartphones or social media, and kids were left with their imagination to pass time. Children are often seen riding bikes, running, playing basketball, riding scooters, and so much more. Now fast forward to 2026, where kids are now glued to the screen and going outside to play has become uncommon. Tie this in with terrible food choices and you got yourself an epidemic of childhood obesity. Childhood is supposed to be a time for exploration, learning, and growth. Unfortunately, this health crisis has made this stage extremely challenging. There are many factors that contribute to childhood obesity, such as family, biology, the surrounding environment, and psychology. Obesity occurs when a child has excess body fat that can have negative effects on their health as well as their development. Today, I will discuss what childhood obesity is. First, I will explain the factors that cause childhood obesity. Next, I will describe how it affects children's emotional and physical development. And finally, I will present solutions that can help reverse this growing epidemic. There are many factors that contribute to childhood obesity. According to Childhood Overweight, a contextual model and recommendation for future research published in 2001 by Catherine K. Davison and Lean L. Birch, the article describes how childhood obesity can be linked to a combination of family influence, community influence, and the individual's lifestyle. First, the strongest variable of childhood obesity is family influence. Eating habits can be shaped by the parents. For example, if the parent keeps a fridge stocked with junk food rather than nutritional food, the child is more likely to develop poor eating habits. Children are more likely to mirror the same habits they witness from their parents. So promoting healthy eating is an absolute must. Second, childhood obesity can include individual factors such as the child's eating habits, genetics, and physical activity. Some kids are more prone to weight gain because of their genetics, while others are obese simply because of the lifestyle behaviors. According to Reiser, Spielman, and Beek, who published Physical Development and Health in Middle Childhood and Lifespan Development, OpenStax in 2024, explains how the community and environmental factors can also contribute to childhood obesity. Research explains the barriers that have made it difficult for kids to get their daily recommendation amount of exercise. For example, children who live in impoverished places are less likely to exercise due to lack of high-quality recreational facilities and a safe place to play in general. This can be the reason for low physical activity among children. Another reason for childhood obesity is the lack of nutrition and affordable food, while having many available convenience stores and fast food restaurants that provide cheap, high-calorie foods with absolutely no nutritional value. In addition, OpenStax explains how a school can also have heavy influence on a child's lifestyle by the food they provide, and creating a space that promotes physical activity. Ultimately, the environment where kids live can play a huge role in their health behaviors. Now that we have familiarized ourselves with the causing factors of childhood obesity, we will dive deep into how it affects a child's emotional and physical development. In 2016, an article titled Psychological Consequences of Childhood Obesity, Psychiatric Comorbidity and Prevention by David Ranking and his colleagues, it highlights how children suffering with obesity are more likely to have physical health conditions such as high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and so much more. The article also describes how childhood obesity can cause psychological issues such as depression, low self-esteem, and even anxiety. Many of these kids are at potential risk of getting bullied or even teased at school due to their obesity, which can have a negative effect on their happiness, their confidence, and their relationships in the future. This is an important time for children to develop friendships, emotional skills, and identity. But instead of feeling supported, some kids may feel ashamed of themselves due to their appearance, which can affect their mental health as they grow older. Another study that I found interesting was published in 2000, titled Childhood Obesity and Self-Esteem by pediatrician Dr. Richard Strauss, claims that children who are obese face lower self-esteem compared to their peers, especially when entering adolescence. His findings show that the children are at higher risk of loneliness, melancholy, and nervousness, which can lead to risky behaviors later in life. Finally, the big question: what can be done to reverse this health crisis? In 2011, a review titled Intervention for Preventing Obesity in Children by Elizabeth Waters examines multiple studies that include children in hopes of discovering the best preventative solution to combat childhood obesity. The most effective prevention is healthy eating education combined with increased exercise at school. It is important to note the involvement of family as well as the community can also have a huge impact on a child's healthy lifestyle. The community could take responsibility by implementing walking trails, parks, playgrounds, and recreational centers where children can safely participate in staying active. Communities could eliminate food deserts by implementing grocery stores that sell affordable fresh produce, which will make it easier for families to buy healthier food. Schools can implement affordable sport programs, after-school activities, education, or nutrition, and so much more. This simple act will promote more movement instead of screen time. Families could provide healthy meals and snacks, limiting sugary beverages while modeling healthy habits themselves. By routinely going for daily family walks or cooking meals together as a family could help kids practice lifetime healthy behaviors. Waters suggests that in order to prevent childhood obesity, it must be a community effort and not just a responsibility of one party. She emphasizes that families, healthcare providers, schools, and the community must work together to give our children the best opportunity to develop a healthy lifestyle. As I conclude this speech, I will leave you with one final thought. As we have learned, childhood obesity is a serious issue that is heavily influenced by the surrounding environment, such as family, the community, and lifestyle choices. In order to give our children the opportunity to live healthy lives, health professionals, families, as well as communities must work together to fight against this growing health crisis. Every child deserves to be healthy mentally and physically, so it is up to us to shape a healthier future for the next generation to come. Thank you for listening.